I have no idea if you can view that other one. I do now have an appointment tomorrow at 9:30 with IT, and so we'll figure it out. But the next video, if it actually works, and I'm going to be quick about this because the camera is running out of steam, and I thought I could charge it via connecting it with a computer, but apparently that is not the case. So the next slide on that very first page, or that very first PowerPoint, is really just about the stuff in the syllabus. And so you can, this is what the syllabus looks like. You can take a look at that, and please make sure you do read that very, very thoroughly. I am asking you to summarize the assignments and email that stuff to me. I was thinking Tuesday morning, June 4th, but I think I put in the syllabus June 5th, Wednesday morning by 9 a.m. Either which one is absolutely fine. But the very first page of the syllabus is just basically the course information about me. I'll also give you my cell phone number just in case you need that, because again, I want to make sure that you have access to me if you have any questions about anything at all. A lot of the complaints about online classes is that professors are not available to the students, and that's not the case with me. I want to be amazingly available to you. And of course, with the office hours and stuff like that, oftentimes with online classes they are virtual, or through email, or well, that is virtual. But certainly I can meet with you face to face if you need to meet me face to face. And there's a little bit more information about me and my mailbox and stuff like that, but I don't know if you're going to be able to or need to use any of that stuff. The main thing, though, that you need to know for all, in light of all that information, is the book. This is the book. It's in the bookstore. It's a magical book. Go get it. This is perhaps the only time you'll ever have to be on campus is to come get this book. It is great, and we're going to read pretty much all of it. The second stuff. Oh, also on the I remember now on the PowerPoint, there's a little bit of information about me, just in case there are some folks out there in our class who have never taken a class from me, and so there's a little bio there. It's basically just a little bit about what I'm interested in and things like that. What it does not say is that I was born on a hot summer night, actually morning, 3:10 a.m., 1822, in Muskogee, Oklahoma. So that just adds some trivia. Okay, one of the things I say here on page 2 is why the heck a online class. I think online courses should be very contextual. That is, it all sort of depends on the course and the delivery system that you think is most, or that a professor thinks is most, would be most interesting. I don't think all classes can and should be taught online. I sort of find the middle ground there, and I thought this was sort of a pretty cool class to do an online class, in part because I've never done this, but mostly from a pedagogical point of view. We are touring. We're going to various sites in South Carolina, but I use sites in sort of a double way, because you're going to go to websites, because I can't, take you into my fit you into my Honda Fit and carry you around South Carolina, and so we have to do it sort of virtually. But I'll let you read that. And there's a lot of stuff in here about the nature of the course. This is a rhetoric course, and so I'll let you read a lot about that. But we are using the sites that we are going to visit in South Carolina, like the State House grounds, again all virtually, or Fort Sumter, but in part as case studies to understand the important and very complicated concepts of rhetoric, memory, places, and places of public memory, how all that stuff sort of ties together. In a sense, things like museums, memorials, and that's the type of thing that I'm thinking about when I'm thinking about tourist sites for this particular class. If you want to think in an old-fashioned way, they're sort of like speeches. They are making arguments about things, whether implicitly or explicitly, and so that's what we're sort of interested in this particular class. And then to be engaged in the process of meaning making and intervening if we think some of the messages that are being offered are problematic. So that's page 2, and you can read more about it. I have some stuff in there from one of my previous mentors from LSU who teaches a class, or did. He's retired now, similar to this, but take a look at that. Also, the standard sort of official student learning outcomes, that's page 3. You will understand, after this class, you will demonstrate an understanding of tourism as a communicative process. It is. So you've learned that already. Students will demonstrate an understanding of the complex concept of rhetoric. Students will demonstrate an understanding of the complex concepts of places, memory, and places of public memory. Students will demonstrate the ability to critically analyze a site and or experience of tourism from a rhetorical point of view tied to theories of rhetoric, memory, and place. And then the next bit I'll let you read, but one thing that's really important to me is that you don't divorce this class from the liberal arts and the ideas of leadership, because in a way we are possibly learning about leadership here, or being engaged in the civic process of helping to create or recreate or co-create sort of an imagined community, whether it means what it means to be a member of South Carolina, the populace of South Carolina, the citizenry of South Carolina or the United States, or whatever. But this is very much a sort of a civic process. The next stuff is about career, professional development type of skills. This is not the type of classes I'm not going to beat you over the head with very specific sort of career skills. This is much more of a conceptual type of class. But I mean, in a sense, all the stuff that we're talking about, whether it's about thinking deeply and critically about messages, and becoming a better writer, about a better sort of at looking at details of things. I mean, how can that not help you in a future career? So that's page 4. And then page 5 is stuff on experiential learning. We're really big here on experiential learning at Columbia College, even more so than we have ever been. And even though this is not particularly an internship or problem-based learning or service learning or anything like that, it is this idea of sort of getting, I mean, it's an online class, but getting out of the classroom and touring virtually. But you can take a look at that type of stuff. But just know this is really cool, novel, cutting-edge stuff that nobody anywhere ever in the history of the universe has ever done. I'm going to stop there for this video, because the next video on assignments is going to be really important. But if you have any questions about this sort of initial sort of what this class is all about, the student learning outcomes or anything like that, please email me, because it is very important not only that you go back and understand that sort of conceptual framework and the fancy Greek terms that I want you to think about, but also particularly coming from the introductory chapter in our book, what the class really much more specifically is all about. Take care.